just 30 minutes from beautiful Hobart. We've found ourselves a little gem, an old 70s shack in an amazing location.
We have an opportunity here to make this site the best it can be.
Over 6 episodes, we're going to transform this into our dream holiday shack.
But we can't do this on our own. We've gathered a red-hot team around us to get the job done.
Love Shack, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love Shack, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love Shack, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's our little slice of Tassie paradise.
It's our Love Shack.
Love Shack. Love Shack.
This is it. This is our Love Shack.
It's been let go a bit. It's going to be a lot of hard work.
It costs $315,000. We've got big plans, big ideas. We're going to transform this into something amazing. But this is why we're really here.
This is our backyard.
$315,000 for $1 million plus view.
I reckon we're well ahead before we even get started.
This place used to belong to a little old lady. She lived here for decades. Her name was Daisy. Family said, here's the shack and take everything in it. It's like Daisy just walked out yesterday. Here's her chair. She really wore this thing in. Come with me and I'll show you the rest of the house, although there's really not that much to see. Through here we have a bedroom and a master bedroom. Check out this bathroom. Daisy's got all these cute little knickknacks around the house. I'm not too sure what to say about this. This though, my grandmother used to do this. Had these beautiful designs on the soap and used to actually scrape out the soap and ration it as you'd use it so you wouldn't ruin the design.
So, what should our budget be for our reno? Even though we don't plan to sell in a hurry, we don't want to overcapitalise.
Warren from Rain and Horn Sorrel sold us the place and knows the Lewisham market like the back of his hand.
See the one up there through the trees? That sold around at $725.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you get a lot of interest from the mainland around here?
We do. People come down here, they love the seasons, especially this area where you've got pristine beaches, great waterways.
And it's just beautiful to look at.
And it's beautiful and it's so peaceful. See that one over there? That is a design that I would think would really suit what you're looking to do. It's got all the glass, taking advantage of the view, the sun. There's houses in the area now in the 7s, houses are going closer to the 8s. So, you paid $315. Look, if you went and spent $300,000 on it, I'm sure it won't be overcapitalised, especially with the taste I know that you will put into the home.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that is great to hear, actually.
Well, you do have some experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, so we're going to budget for a $350,000 reno. Time to brief the architect. We've gone with a rising star who's won a stack of awards. Samuel Habel from S Group.
Sam's designs are just like him, bold and confident.
So what do you think, Sam?
Wow, this is absolutely tiny.
I know.
How big is it?
Oh, look, it's roughly around 7 squares.
So what you're telling me is you've got a block of land with a caravan on it.
Pretty much. But it's got a lot of potential.
The best part's outside. Oh, watch your step here. Pretty special, isn't it?
Frick, look at that view. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So what's this space?
I guess you'd call it the sunroom.
I think it's the annex, isn't it? The annex to the caravan?
You could say so.
You're telling me it's the sunroom, but where's the sun? Which way's north?
So the sun comes from north, which is that way. Well, I guess that's what we got you for, to try and piece all this together so we're getting a lot of the sun and also maximising that view.
And we've got a great big thumping tree right in the middle of the view.
I really, really love that tree. I think that it's beautiful and I really want to see if we can incorporate it into the design of the house somehow.
So you want a tree house? That's what you're telling me?
No, I'm being serious here. I want a concept that incorporates the tree in the design somehow. I don't want to remove the tree. I feel really strongly about it.
All right, we'll go away with the team and we'll come up with 2 separate concepts, one with the tree and one without the tree.
Hey, Sam, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, no worries. Just one thing I wanted to talk to you about before we go. That green thing poking up above the house. I love trees, but that's not going to work with the project. You've really got to work on Beck for me.
I hear, mate. I'll do my best.
Okay, thanks for giving me that job, Sam. While Leary and Cox surveyors check the site and boundaries are legit, we need to choose a builder. We've met up with Rick from HIA to get a few tips.
Guys, there are 3 things that you need to do. Whatever you do, don't muck around with anybody that's unqualified. I recommend that you go straight to a HIA builder. 2 would be make sure that you check their referees out. And then the third, and probably the most important thing, is do you have a good feeling that you could work with that builder and they're on the same wavelength with you?
That's really important to us, the vibe. You know, we have to work with them for quite a while, so we need to be able to get along with them as well.
Rick also suggested that we go along to Homefest that's jammed packed with builders, designers and reno ideas. Rich pickings when you're looking for a builder, and we think we've found a good one.
Lydon Builders are one of the best in town, so we're keen to check out their work. Jono has asked us to meet him on a beach near our shack.
Over here. Hey.
Jono's my name. How are you?
Hey, Jono, George.
Nice to meet you,
Hello,
George.
how you going?
Yeah, great. I thought I'd bring you to this location. This used to be an old shack, similar to what you're embarking on. As you can see, the beautiful features out here.
So this is a creative idea.
The owner's a very busy man. We decided he needed an office.
Yeah.
We couldn't fit it into the plan. Come up with the architect, created a walkway over the dining kitchen area, over into his study. Creates a great ambience up the top, and also he can engage with his family all the time.
So you guys open if we want to change things? Because sometimes we might come up with ideas kind of as it's evolving, you know, and last minute. So we just want to be able to inject some creativity and change.
You need to get what you want, and we can come up with some great ideas.
So we work together. That's the aim.
With the builder on board, we're keen to get started. And while we're waiting for Sam's design, there's a few things we can knock over. And I mean literally knock over. Kelly Civil is making short work of the old garden tank and the garden wall.
Plus, Sam's not a fan of the old sunroom, so that's going too. 40 years standing, 40 minutes knocked down. But then, trouble.
I just noticed up here, Riley, there's a bit of asbestos shooting. Just be careful, don't touch any of that, and we'll keep demolishing where we can.
No worries.
We had noticed a bit of fibro sheeting in the ceiling, but now Jono spotted it, we've had to get Asbestos Solutions in to do a thorough check and take some samples for testing. Michael's back today to tell us the results.
How'd you go?
Well, it's not as good as I'd hoped.
Oh, great.
Yes, inside the house, all the ceilings are asbestos cement sheet. Most of your walls are asbestos cement sheet.
Yeah.
And you've got some asbestos lino in your bathroom as well.
Really?
Top it off.
You've really got no choice. You have to remove it.
Okay. Well, golden question. How much do you think it's all going to cost?
I would think it's probably going to cost you about $6,500.
Oh my goodness.
And then,
So much.
then you probably need to provide me with some scaffold. You've got some height issues as well.
It's an extra cost on
Mike, you're
top.
just like burning money through my pocket right now.
In our budget of $350,000, we had allowed a 7% contingency for a few things to go wrong. We've hardly started and we're chewing through our buffer already.
4 Protection Systems has answered the call and erected the scaffolding in lightning speed on a difficult site.
As you can see, there's quite a lot of garden in the way and steep banks, so taking a bit of care not to hurt ourselves.
Then in comes the crack team from Asbestos Solutions, and our love shack suddenly looks like a toxic waste site.
Best we leave them to it. Anyway, Sam has invited us to his hipster hangout office
Nice space.
to show us his design.
We've got the concept for the Love Shack.
Great.
Like we talked about, we've got 2 options for you, Beck. One with the tree, one without the tree. What we propose is we turn the existing footprint into your 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So obviously from there, we need the living area. Let's just entertain the idea that we grab a living area and we push it towards the back so it can take into account all of those views. Let's put the tree into place.
Come on, it's not that big.
There is a big tree there.
Okay.
So we come into the living area, we get snippets of view past. Let's just shift the tree to the side. We can put it back again, but we're just going to shift it to the side. It's easy to do at the moment. Let's pull the living area away. So ideally, it wants to be up in the air, cranked around, looking at that view. If we did that, we have the opportunity to grab the sun over the top of the house into the living area, and then we can create a great outdoor dining area between the existing shack and the proposed living area, a really sheltered area. We create a kitchen in between the new and the old. Instead of just a normal little galley kitchen, we widen that out so you actually transverse through the house, through the kitchen, into the living area. You're nice and elevated.
I love that idea. I've never seen anything like that kitchen. That's amazing.
Yeah, cool.
But can we do it with the tree there?
That tree is going to be pushing right up against all your glazing. It's going to potentially give you structural issues with the roots down the track near the footings. It is possible. It's better to go off to the side of the page.
It actually should be more like that. Sam's even done a 3D model. Beck and George, meet the Love Shack.
It's got to be fun. And so this timber elevated pod in the backyard, it's got this persona. It feels like it's lounging back, chilling out, up in the air, looking out towards the view, grabbing all that sun on its back, a bucket load of glass facing out towards the view. And it's got this real casual tone to it, brought about by this curve on the external, just really relating to the idea of the beach house, the water next to it.
Love it. I think it's amazing.
So what's this space underneath? Do you think maybe we could put another room maybe under there?
I knew you were going to come at that. I really don't know about another room underneath.
I feel like it could be something under there.
What do we need?
Like just another living space, bedroom, like it can be anything. Just
Somewhere where you can just hang out, you know?
So you can't hang out up the top? What are you telling me, George?
You know, we've got kids now, or a kid now.
I'll tell you what, for you guys, we'll go back, we'll throw some ideas, we'll come back next time and we'll have a look at it.
Back on site, and Leary and Cox surveys mark out where Sam's cool design fits on our site. Having agreed the tree has to go, Beck is trying one last time to keep it, while the boys from STC stand by with chainsaws ready. So the builder's marked out the house, the tree's too close, it needs to go.
Can we start by just trimming maybe these branches down?
Look how close the house is. If we leave this tree, the tree's going to be a metre away from the house. It's going to block all the views. It needs to go. Look, yesterday we were talking about it. We agreed. I got the boys here today. Let's just do it.
Keep getting angry at me.
I'm not angry. It's frustrating. We agreed to it yesterday.
All right. Well, I'm still not comfortable with it. I feel like there's just something we're missing. We can do something with it. That's all.
If you let me chop down this tree, I'll give you the interior of the house. You can do whatever you want.
Deal. All of it. You don't get one say inside. No, I do the whole thing.
One thing is completely what you want. Time to rip it off like a Band-Aid before Beck has a chance to change her mind again. Look how moist this still is.
That's because it used to be alive.
With the tree out of the way, Jono and Kelly Civil have been looking for the old septic tank. They want to get an idea of what kind of nick it's in, because to replace it would be expensive.
It's all part of a swag of reports being prepared for the council, from soil testing and waterways reports to a bushfire attack level rating.
The Dun Alley fires in Tasmania showed that houses in a really coastal location can still burn down quite easily in a bushfire threat. And here you might think, well, wow, we're right on the waterfront. But if you just look straight across the water, you've got a massive pine plantation which could be a source of ember attack.
And what's the final verdict on the septic tank?
I'm sorry there, that's not good news at all. Given the age of the system, it's not compliant with today's standards, so we're really going to need to design a whole new system. Could be upwards of $20,000 because of the difficult site access and the shallow bedrock you've got.
Ouch! Might as well get straight onto it. Howrah Plumbing are finding the best spot for the new wastewater system and the underground piping, and Mark has got some news on that. What's the news?
The news? Well, we have to look at changing the wastewater tank from one side of the building to the other.
Is that going to be a shorter run? Am I going to save a bit of money here?
Yeah, definitely. We're not going to be having to track that back down underneath the new build.
Oh, that's good news. I think that's the best news we've had so far in this build.
Well, we've got one other issue though. Okay. The fence over the boundary there has to be moved.
What? Why?
When we do these soakage trenches along here, we're going to be going very close to the fence line, which is going to probably collapse the fence. So I'll need you to go next door and talk to the neighbour about pulling the fence down.
I think I got the perfect person for that job.
I wonder how they're travelling over there.
It's a big ask, but if anyone can do it, Beck can do it. Beck's quite persuasive, so hopefully she gets it over the line.
Yeah, well, there's a fair bit of chit-chat happening at the moment. And, there's a bit of smiling happening.
It does look a bit friendly, no punches, so hopefully it all goes well.
Wow, that was a little bit awkward. But luckily, the neighbours agreed to let us pull down the fence today. I was a bit concerned about his dogs, but I'm more concerned about where I'm going to find the money to replace that fence.
So the fence goes, and the ditches and the massive hole for the new wastewater tank is being dug.
But it's not long till Houston, we have a problem. We've struck a shelf of bluestone that just won't shift. So there's only one option, and that's going to involve a big bang.
All right, Wayne, is this going to work now? Is it going to get rid of it all?
It's going to smash it to smithereens, George. High explosives. You'll be able to dig it out with a spoon if you want to.
Awesome. How about this place behind us? Is that safe? It's pretty close.
Worries me a little bit, George. We've got a lot of sand between here and there. Vibration travels through sand. That's what the boys have set the monitor up for.
Okay.
And if it didn't happen on the monitor, it didn't happen, George.
Let's get stuck in.
Done.
Ready to fire. Fire.
Well, that was all very exciting.
And very expensive. In our first few days, our costs have exploded by nearly $35,000. And speaking of extra costs, Sam is ready to show us the design that now includes George's new downstairs room.
Here we are, guys. Here's the room underneath. I really like how it is connecting us to the backyard now and also connecting us down to the water. We've put a spiral staircase in to access up to the top level. Big concern, we're adding a lump of building, costs are going up.
Yeah,
We're up
that's
against
my
it.
concern is how much do you think this is going to cost?
To be honest, 80K.
$80,000. How?
You've got extra living area, extra deck, extra bathroom, spiral staircase. All these things add up together. We're
There's
easily going
no
to get to
way.
that, but it's a big lump of house
We
now.
do not have that in our budget.
Look, that is a lot of money, but I think it's something we're going to have to try and get over
George,
the line.
we do not have that money.
It's such a good idea. Like, that's going to add so much extra value to the house.
I'm not saying it's not awesome. I'm just saying that money's not invisible and we don't have that in our budget. We're going to have to make sacrifices in other areas.
I'll tell you what, maybe you can go back to your male modelling career, George. And
Oh, that never ended, mate. It's still going.
Back on site, and the spanking new top of the line Talex wastewater tank is being lowered into position as Annette from MyState has called in for a spot check.
Come in, this is it. A lot's been happening.
It certainly has.
Yeah, we're progressing pretty well actually.
So tell me, how's that contingency going?
Well, to be honest, it's actually gone.
All gone?
Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
We ran into a few hiccups straight off the bat. So.
Things we had to do. So we've done the asbestos, we've gotten rid of it, and we have to do the septic tank as well, which is going to cost that extra amount of money. Well, actually got one more thing. Beck, you can tell her.
Yeah.
How big a thing, Beck?
Yeah, look, we've come up with a pretty amazing idea to introduce a brand new space into the build.
So it's a rumpus room that sits underneath the dining and living area, and it's got its own bathroom.
Which in turn we think is going to add heaps of value to the property. So we need some money to do that, which is why you're here.
So tell me, how much money?
80,000.
How much?
80,000.
80,000. Look, I can't make any promises with this. I'm going to need the plans and we'll have to take them away, get the property revalued and the plans revalued, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. So you're going to try and make that happen?
Yep, we will try. I can't make any promises.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so. We will try.
On Love Shack next week, does the money come through from the bank?
Here's Annette. Hopefully she's coming with good news.
I hope so.
Sam's feeling ignored.
I'm happy to make changes, but let's just have a chat because there's bigger implications at play.
Apologise if we've upset you, but we just thought this would work better.
And George hits the tools.
For the budget, that would be good if you actually did some work for once.
I think this is yours.
Sorry.
We've had a really rough start. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a smooth process to begin with.
All these problems had to get done.
We had Annette come out and I'm trying to be optimistic, thinking that we'll get the money. George just thinks we have this endless pit of money, which we don't. The money has to come from somewhere, George.
It's not too much extra, it'll be fine.
I hope so.
I'm just really happy. Look at that view. That's a $1 million view. That tree's gone and it's just opened up the whole backyard.
I'm not going to say it's better without the tree. The view's good. No, I don't have to. The view's amazing. I still feel really sad that we had to cut down that tree.